Yeah. The fanatic. Where we keep it 100, keep it real. That's the only way we know how to be. Talking that sports talk. You know what I'm saying? Straight out of South Carolina. Upstate, A64. Yeah. The FANATTIC. The fanatic where we keep it OG. We talking sports, so I call what.
Welcome into the Fanatic Sports Channel for sports fans by sports fans. It's your boy Coach I. You know I got the stat guy with me. What's going on, stat guy?
Going on tonight, Coach? We doing good over here. We doing good.
Hey, that's right, man. That's right. We in here for another college football preview. This will be the 12 o'clock game for the SEC coming up this Saturday. We got the LSU Tigers taking on the Tennessee Vols, man. It's been a crazy year, man, so far in the SEC, man. It's like, you know, you think Georgia and Alabama are top tier, but then Georgia struggles with Mizzou. You know what I'm saying? Alabama's had their challenges. What you thinking about the SEC so far?
And, you know, end of the day, it's still kind of going. It's playing out how everybody figured it would. I tell you, man, LSU with Brian Kelly is a big shock right now, though. I mean, they didn't look great, ended up losing the game on some special teams miscues against Florida State, but rolled off 4 straight. So they're surging, but, you know, everybody else kind of doing what they were. But, hey, you know, we're 5 weeks in. We're fixing to get to the thick of it where everybody's going to be playing conference games pretty much from here on out. It's going to get good.
That's right. It's almost time for that time of the season where they call it, you know, the next couple of Saturdays, they'll pick and choose, but they'll call one of them or both of them Separation Saturday, where you start to separate yourself to the pretenders and the contenders. So both of these teams currently, Tennessee is 4-0 and LSU is 4-1, like you said, with that loss to Florida State, and then they rolled off 4 straight. So just to recap, man, from this past Saturday, LSU end up coming back to beat Auburn. Auburn jumped out 17-0. You know what I'm saying? Then Jaden Daniels goes down. Nussmeier has to finish the game, but hey, LSU pulled it out. So listen, I didn't get to see the end of the game because I was like, all right, Auburn jumped out to a 17-0 lead. I was like, well, I can turn it, you know, watch something else. But you watch the ticker go by, and LSU comes back to win. Did you get to see any of that game?
No, I missed the end of it. There was other games that I was watching, and then, like you said, it was 17-0, and then just kind of lost track of it. And in my mind, I had planned to flip it back and just never got there. But, obviously, good game. I mean, LSU, you know, you think if you're a top 25 team, you beat Auburn a little bit better than what they did. But, hey, end of the day, man, you just got to pick up a W on a Saturday and look at them backdooring themselves into a top 25 matchup this weekend.
There it is. And on the other side, Tennessee had the weekend off after the huge victory over Florida 2 weekends ago. So let's go ahead and get into it, man. We're going to talk about the LSU offense versus the Tennessee defense. Now, that Tennessee defense hasn't been the best. Go ahead and talk about those numbers, man, for the Tennessee defense.
Yeah, man. So right now, Tennessee is giving up over 300 yards a game through the air. They are only allowing less than 100, so that's kind of nice. But
you mean on rushing?
Yeah, rushing. Okay. And then up 300 through the air. But you know that's kind of nice considering they played Florida, who obviously with Anthony Richardson he can get out and go a little bit. So having that 100 yards per game marker for the Russian defense is definitely key. But that 309 through the air, kind of scary. Definitely got to figure some stuff back in.
Exactly. And with LSU, talk about some of their numbers, man. I think LSU is that kind of more of a balanced attack, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I mean, they're a little bit balanced. So they're averaging just shy of 250 through the air and just shy of 200 on the ground. And they're putting up 36 points a game. So LSU's where they want to be. You know, a big thing coming into this game, it's in Death Valley. I think Tennessee definitely got lucky with it being a noon game. You know, we say all the time, it don't matter if LSU's good or not. You definitely don't want to head to Death Valley at 7:30. So the noon game's going to keep some of the Ragins from doing what they like to do in the pregame. But, you know, they talk about it, man. It don't matter. That game could have been played at 8 o'clock in the morning. They're going to be there. They're going to be loud and showing out. So, you know, the Tennessee, I was actually shocked that Tennessee leads this series all time 20-10. And so a couple ties. So I was shocked to see that. But LSU is 8-4 at home. So
That's right. And
maybe not.
this game is always tough when it's in LSU. And then, but on that note, for LSU's offense, Jaden Daniels did take some, some contact in the game. Like I say, Nussmeier finished it out. It was knee contact, but it looks like from what I read or whatever Brian Kelly saying, it looks like Jaden Daniels will be ready to go because. I mean, I'm not saying Tennessee. We just said Tennessee's not a juggernaut, as far as air defense. But if Jaden Daniels isn't there, I think that takes an aspect away. Makes them run a little bit more. But they do have some capable running backs. With Emery, the guy I want to say is Williams. That's ahead of him, and I might have his name wrong, but he actually leads them in carries, and then Noah Kane. So they're able to run the ball a little bit, and then. Tennessee on the other side, they got Jeremy Banks up 7 Banks for that's on LSU's defense. I'm getting my Banks confused, but yeah, Jeremy Banks is leading the charge for the Tennessee. It's wonder that Tennessee's so good against the rush. Is it because people haven't tried to run against him? And because Tennessee get up on you fast with the points.
That's I do wonder that. That's looking at kind of their game by game totals. I mean. They've given up 141. They gave up 141 to Florida, and they gave up 141 to somebody else. So,
Pitt.
They have been vulnerable. They've had 2 kind of cupcakes mixed in as well, which definitely helps push those numbers up a little bit. But, the big thing, like you said, man, Tennessee can score, and you kind of feel pressed that you got to match them point for point. What you can't try to do is match them with how fast they score. And that's going to be the key for LSU, I think, on the offensive side of the ball, is they need to put some drives together. Choose some clock, defense get some breaks. And, I mean, they need to just have some sustained drives. They don't need to try to do what Tennessee tries to do, which is just go out and see how fast they can score a touchdown.
Yeah, and maybe Brian Kelly leans on the running game even harder this Saturday with Jaden Daniels may play, but he still may not be 100% knee-to-knee contact. That can be rough on you. So on the other side of the ball, like you say, Tennessee is not like a lot of people think they're like, air raid offense. They're not that. They're actually balanced when it comes to play calls, even though they gain more yards passing than they do running the ball, but they go so fast. They're really just an up-tempo offense that tries to catch you off guard, out of defensive position, and they throw a lot of just quick passes straight out to the wide receiver and let the wide receivers work. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they still take shots down the field, but it's more about getting the playmakers in space and getting you off, like I say, getting you off balance with that fast offense.
Yeah, no, I mean, so Tennessee's averaging 49 points a game. They're putting up 365 through the air and then 193 on the ground. And so it is, I mean, you're shocked. You would expect that number to be a little bit wider because of how prolific their offense is. But, yeah, no, they do a great job of a lot of their passing game is what we refer to just as an extension of the run. Quick hitters, wide receiver catching at the line of scrimmage, whether it be a tunnel screen or he just sits down on the line of scrimmage. I mean, whatever the case may be, and they let their athletes work. I mean, both of us being South Carolina guys, they got Hyatt from Fort Dorp right there in Columbia, and man, he kills it. He's productive. He makes guys miss, makes it happen. I'm pretty sure he's leading the team in receptions. So
and I think he's gonna play even bigger role now that Cedric Tillman's not playing. You know what I'm saying? Him and Brew McCoy. So but Tennessee definitely, like you say, just it's more of an extension of the run game. Even though, listen, statistically, all those counts as passes. You know what I'm saying? Hendon Hooker is like top 20 as far as yards per game in the nation. So, and then Hendon Hooker's a threat in the run game as well. You know what I'm saying? You got Jabari Smalls. You got Hendon Hooker, and they got another running back right there with Smalls, man. And their running game is a threat. So you can't just say I'm a, drop 8. Rush, and keep 3 in the box because then they'll just hit you hard on the ground.
And hey, real quick, I just want to throw a correction there before I get crushed in the comments. Hyatt played at Dutch Fork there in Columbia. Fort Dorchester's in Charleston. I lived in Charleston. I'm a Gamecock fan. Tennessee fans don't come for my neck. I'm just mad he's not in the Garnet and Black. But
That's facts. The fact is he's from the state of South Carolina, and Tennessee came down here and stole him.
well, and on the other side of the ball, though, for LSU, I mean, their defense is no slouch. They're only giving up 185 through the air and only 109 on the ground. And I mean, they got some wins to account for that. I mean, they haven't just loaded up on cupcakes here in the early going.
Yeah, they got BJ Ojulari, who's one of the best pass rushers in the nation. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what. And then earlier I was mentioning injuries. Seven Banks actually got carted off the field last week, so he won't be playing. He's according to reports, he's actually doing better. So he was released from the hospital and sent back under their care. But I'm almost positive he's not playing this Saturday. So it's going to be an interesting game, man, because LSU got athletes all over the field too. So you may not know a lot of name brand people, but outside of Ojulari, of course, he's the star of the show. But I think it may be hard for Tennessee to try to get that run game going. Which, if you can eliminate one part of Tennessee's game, that actually works into your favor.
Yeah, I mean, definitely if they can stop the run and make it one dimensional, it allows you then to set your coverages of how you want to play things, kind of pin your ears back a little bit to try to come and get Hayden Hooker. I mean, there's definitely some things to do.
Yep. Let's go ahead and get to the predictions, man. See what you think. Did you find the spread on the game?
And so as of right now, the opening the week up, the spread is going to be Tennessee favored by 2.5 going to LSU. I'm actually surprised. I wasn't expecting like double digits by any means, but I thought that they would be giving at least a touchdown or so to LSU, maybe 6.5 to 9.5, somewhere in there. So I was definitely shocked by the 2.5. But as far as prediction, it's at Death Valley. LSU, I think, definitely is getting there. Unfortunately, I do not think they are there quite yet. I'm going to roll with Tennessee, and I think it's probably going to pull away late. But their offense is their offense, and they put up points. I'm going to take Tennessee 45-27 with maybe a couple late scores in there late to open it up. But 45-27 for the Vols.
I am taking Tennessee for a multitude of reasons. Like you say, I think B.J. Ojulari will cause some havoc in that backfield, and that's kind of how you slow down that up-tempo offense. But Tennessee's looking to hit 80-plus plays, and I don't know if right now LSU got that kind of depth, you know what I'm saying? And I definitely, with Jaden Daniels coming in kind of banged up, we don't know if he's 100% or whatever. I just see Tennessee scoring too much. I don't think LSU can keep up. I don't know if I got it as high as you. Because Tennessee really don't have no good secondary either. I think that's what's going to keep the game close. So I'm thinking more like a 31-27 Tennessee, something like that, maybe 31-24. Yeah, Tennessee covers. I mean, it's 2.5, so it's a pick'em game, pretty much. But I'm surprised that it's just 2.5 too. So I'm going with Tennessee 31-27 as my final prediction. So go ahead.
Hey, just add on that, man. I think if you tell LSU fans right now you hold Tennessee to 31, I think they definitely feel like they have a shot to win that football game.
Could be. So LSU, Tennessee fans, get in the comments. Give us your score predictions. And what you think the keys to the game will be. For the stat guys, this is Coach I. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. For the Fan Act, we out of here.
Peace.
We got it jumping like it's that valley. I call my dogs out the pound, let's go eat. Turn on the Fan Act, let's have a debate. Who really hold down the Southeast from state to state? What team hungry gonna eat everything up off they plate?